All right, good morning, all, and welcome to the Thursday live trading session. I am your host, Ryan. Mitch is out today, as I said, so like he's doing our options course. We are going to roll. Let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. Arthur asked about Procter and Gamble. If you guys want to look at anything, obviously, the market sold off big time the last like 2 days with the incoming announcement of the tariffs, and obviously sold off even harder after. Um, but let's go take a look. Let's get started with the S&P 500, and then we'll look at that. I know Mitch's words yesterday were very prescient and the right thing to do. I left one trade on and it worked out yesterday. So like right in front of you, this is the 4-hour chart of the S&P 500. Okay. I don't know if I think Joseph posted a potential short on the ES. I apologize. I was a little bit busy yesterday. I didn't see everything going on. I did not take this as a short, but after the fact, I'd kind of seen. I was like, oh, that's kind of a nice looking level. And then obviously price sold off from there. I was unwilling to be in any of the indexes during the announcement, and I'll get into that in a second. But as you can see, price kissed there and then just sold off hard as we went into the close, and then continued obviously today. I mean, it kind of held overnight and then continued into the open now, into the sell off. So this was nice if you took it. The indexes, I think, were just too dangerous to be trading, especially in the futures and so on. Now, I don't know why they would have risen. I didn't really understand, unless you just never know with Trump. Was he going to come out and say, like, liberation is stalled for a few? You just never know. So I was just unwilling to be in an index. We'll get to the currency that I was trading, but I'm sure you guys can guess. And now we've sold off pretty hard. We are approaching a demand zone that is okay. I don't know if Joseph had this too, because he had a demand zone he was looking at. And this is 53.80 to 53.46, and the full guy, you're going to have to use the micros. Even I'm going to have to use the micros. Okay. Now we got it. Okay, so like in here is like an okay demand zone. Okay, we had some near misses, so take with that with what you will. Mitch and I are still debating that as we speak. So if you need to take a trade, this is like a okay, take one contract in the micros. Okay, that's how I would handle this demand zone here, because that is obviously a area where price stalled for 2 to 3 days and then rocketed there. Okay, so even if the one way to handle this, let me get to current price. Where's that little button here? There we go. Okay. Even if you're willing to take it on the micro contract, I don't know that I would hold it for too long. I would be aggressive if we get in here. Okay. And let's say we kiss that level. Okay. Now, let's say we get a quick 3-to-1. I think, hold on one second. Guys, hang tight. Sorry, I'm running solo, so let me just make sure that Arthi sent me a message. I just want to make sure she's not in the waiting room. I apologize, folks. Co-host in the meeting. Apologies, apologies, apologies. Let me just send this to Arthi. Link. Arthi, there you go. Yeah. Sometimes people, if I can figure out how to do a Tuesday, like one link, I will, guys. But as of now, I don't know how to do that. So I'll work on that. I think that confused her. Okay. So as I was saying, could you get a nice trade off of this? Yeah, but I think it's just too dangerous and the market's too volatile for go to anything more than 3-to-1 on this, unless you have two contracts. Right about there. But let's see what the entry looks like. So I would be aggressive in taking profits or moving your stop, whatever you prefer. That's just my view on it. But that's an okay demand zone to potentially take, a shorter term long. Obviously, it'll create new supply on the way down somewhere. It hasn't yet, right? Like, is this area the gap good supply? In my opinion. So that's the S&P. I don't really have much to say. I'm not going to go through all of the indexes, but there she is. Um, but be careful. Be careful. So let's just go down on the time frame. I'm just curious, just to make sure it didn't create any supply on the way down. Yeah, you see how like this is just a jumbles of candles. Market didn't know what it wanted to do on the open. I had a feeling we might just like pause because like this may look like interest rates. You know, the we might get a cut in June instead of July. You know, all that kind of good stuff. The market likes to hear. Yeah, nothing worth playing, guys. I think we're going to sit on our hands probably for today. I think Joseph made mention to potentially taking the week off, and that may not be the rest of the week off. May not be a bad idea. Okay, so that's the S&P. Let's look at Aussie dollar. Why am I? Oh, you know what? Let's go. Let's slow down. I'll get to Aussie dollar because I everybody knows why I want to talk about that. Let's look at crude, gold, Aussie. Then we'll do Procter and Gamble for Arthi. Joseph, you had a question, so I'll try and get to everything I can. While I'm flying solo. Pop the time frame up. I'm going to start high, guys, and I'm going to work my way down, largely just because of the sell off. Ah, look at that, guys. That's the four. Damn it. Yeah, I would have stayed in this trade. So I spoke about this the other day. That area there, big sell off. So I closed it here on, let's see, yesterday was Tuesday, I believe, right? Maybe it was Wednesday night or something like that, right? And then price came in, kind of. I think I would have been able to stay in 34. Maybe not. Maybe not. I closed it to comport with the prop account rules, and then came in and then obviously sold off hardcore on the announcement. Just, I guess slow down in economic activity. This has created good supply there, though, so we can look at that. All right, so we got that there, but that's obviously a ways away. And then let's see if price is going to slow down. I don't think there's a ton below because oil has been lower for a while, and I don't recall there being really good supply. Excuse me, demand below this wick. I think I'm going to have to go too far back, guys. Yeah, none of this is demand. Closest I can get, and I don't like this, is there. I'd have to pop it to a weekly, which I've never taken a weekly chart on crude oil before. Closest I got was that monthly setup that I always talk about on the euro. There's a color thing. It's something, but I almost like that S&P demand zone better. That's and this is far away, but there's no demand below. Wow. All right. All right, folks. That's a good supply area. I like this. I could widen this out a little bit just for your purposes. So let's keep an eye on that in case we get a retracement next week. I don't think there's going to be anything lower. No, there's little stair steppers. I would rather take the 1 hour and take the whole thing than just take this rally base drop there. So I think it's a sit on your hands. Good book if you guys are new. Get back to watching videos and stuff and charting things, but in crude, not much here. And then gold, God knows what gold is now. Oh, okay. No, not exactly like a 45-minute chart. Looks like it just missed this guy here. Yep, yep, just missed it. No, still no trade though. Smacked right through this supply. I could see how this. I'll just take all the lines off, guys, so we know what we're looking at. Okay. A little too middle for me here. If you guys know that diddle in the middle thing, should make a whole lesson out of that because that sounds funny. Always makes me chuckle. And maybe we could look at this area. Man, this is too much of a take a shot level for me to tell you guys to take that. Um, just my point of view. So that's kind of all I see on gold. For fun, let's look at the euro, and then I'll give you my thoughts on that Aussie setup that all right, euro rose on this whole thing. So there should be good supply coming by because this thing has been no. Wow. Eh, it's okay. Thought it would be cleaner. See if I can squeeze this in. I have to pay trading view, so I don't have to look at those freaking ads. Oh, no, that's old. Okay. That's what I get for being lazy. All right, let's look here. Sorry, guys. When something explodes like this, you got to do the hard work. Okay, so all this is tested. So more than likely, the euro's got some more upside to it, in my opinion. But if we can find some clean demand, I see clean supply, hidden supply, if you will. Gotta start using cool names for things so that way it's a little bit more intriguing. Eh, they're a little too close to. Wow, wow, wow. Damn it! I thought we'd find really good. This is a little bit of a tougher neighborhood. This area here, I really want to concentrate on this rally base drop here. Um, Not what I was looking for, folks, for like a big rally like this. But I'll see if I can make something work. I'll let you guys know, but I don't want to take too much time on this. That's a nice rally. And it's odd that nothing is creating really pretty demand. Like something I'm really excited about. I guess there will do. Sorry if you hear cartoons in the background, but my daughter's here. Those long wicks. All right, it got juice in the level. All right, I'm starting to like this a little bit more. I like this demand more than I like that supply. Um, so if we get a pullback here, I do like this. Was made in the middle of the night, but okay. So we got that. All right, we can be happy with that. Let's go over it. All right, now let's look at Aussie and let me tell you what my point of view was on not pulling back on that. Okay, so here's the supply zone I posted, and then Mitch posted the supply, and then I think a demand zone a little lower. Okay. Now I didn't set up the lower one, not because I didn't like it. I just didn't really look close enough at his chart. So just out of dumb luck, I missed a stop out on this because I like this quite a bit right there. Sorry for the lines being a different color. So I would have taken a stop out on that. Just is what it is. But this I left on Guys, I'm not suggesting you should. I think Mitch did the right thing, saying just like let's pull back and like especially in the futures, less so on the options, but even that too. Um, is my thought process was I didn't think the tariffs would affect Australia too much, so I was like, maybe I'm thinking too wrong. And then I was a little concerned that it would be a quick stop out, but I was like, I just took one contract. Oh, wait, did I do one? Sorry, guys. I don't know if I did one or two. I apologize. Let's just say I did one. Right. So my risk was $150. Okay. So if per contract. So for $150, I could see I could be in action on this, right? When the market's still open. This isn't this whole candle is the 4 to 5 session, right? Right, basically when the announcement's coming on. So it was a little on the danger side, but you can see it kind of wicked in. I wasn't watching it. So price came in, went about a third. Hold on, guys. I need All right, there we go. Sorry, guys. I had to plug in my laptop. So price came in and basically just wicked right down, and we can see how long the trade took. I think it was like 15 minutes when I looked last night. So there's the entry, 5, 10, 15 minutes to get, because my exit was like somewhere down here. It wasn't this whole thing. That would have been awesome, obviously, but not my kind of trading. So the kiss comes out 3 to 1, goes much further, but I just wanted the 3 to 1. So that was my take on it. Maybe it was the wrong one, maybe it's the right one, because I did not expect this bullishness today in the currencies, but maybe I should have. I don't know, but I took the money and ran. I mean, so the indexes I think were too dangerous in gold to a degree, but I thought I was safe trading Aussie. Is what it is. I made money on it, and but I think anyone who pulled back was the right thing to do. Um, let me. All right, now let's get to. Let me do Apple. And if you guys don't trade stocks, I'm sure there's still a lesson here. Apple, Procter and Gamble, and then I'll look at Joseph's questions. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to post them. Why do I want to look at Apple, by the way? We'll look in a second. Let's take all this off. Pop this up to I think the 4 hour will look fine, but there's something here I recall, but I could be. No, sorry guys. Yeah, I don't see anything in Apple. Good question of like, it's a good proxy for the market, but there's no demand below in Apple, funny enough. Um, that was good supply at one point. Yeah, this is not looking good. I could mess with the time frame. I don't think there's any. I see what you're looking at, these wicks here and stuff, but I don't think there's anything there. We're getting close to where, Mitch always says if you're working too hard to find it. Oh, maybe you're looking here. Okay, I see. I see a little bit better. Okay. Um, just given. Okay, I mean maybe I would take a pass. I really would. That's just me. Because you really want this swing to have created this zone a little bit better. The near miss. Okay, that's a concern, but see if we can make sure. Yeah. Okay. It's too much of a take a shot level for me to recommend this, folks. Um, it's $3 if you're going to buy calls. It's $3 wide, so your risk is probably going to be in the 150 round realm. So hopefully this would line up for that S&P area. Um, yeah, just it's a little too hairy for me. Um, just because of that near miss and just the way the market's structured. Just got to be your point of view. I mean, that's a great move away. That was a zone at one point. Um, yeah, just too many questions for me to take a shot at it. But if you guys, if you're going to do something, that's a good area to focus on. You know, we have students who just want to be in action and they're okay with the risk just because it's managed risk, you know. So the Procter and Gamble, Joseph, whatever question you posted, I'll go grab that in a second. What was the other questions? Oh, I wanted to go see if any of the shorts worked out on Mitch posted a decent amount of shorts the uh last last row of trades he posted in the bullpen. So just give me a second about here. Okay, definitely tested supply right there. You got that correct. I would expect Procter and Gamble, I believe, would be a safe haven company. People are still going to need soap and all the other stuff they make, so I think that there's going to be a money flow into that. And with tested supply, I would think it's still going to have legs to it to go up. We just got to look at the see if we can find a demand zone. Time permitting, Procter and Gamble demand zone in approximately 178 in December, just below its 52-week high, and the price has spiked so briefly twice. Maybe you meant this 178. Okay, I think you meant this supply area here. Okay, not debate, just easy mistake. Fix that one. But yeah, this supply I wouldn't take a second time, especially given the unless something happened where like the tariffs got pulled, you know, in some meaningful way as opposed to just you know, just talk. Let's see, maybe we can. Interestingly, there's no demand. Or this is a response. Look at that. That if you're a genius and saw that, or if we're ahead of the curve a little bit. Just pop up the 3 hour. And I want to look right in here. So instead of this supply area, Arthi, if you're paying attention, um, maybe look right here. I'm starting to go a little low is the only thing. I just wanted to see if I can get a green candle in there. Wow, I can't. That's strange. So we rip through that one. It's not the biggest deal, but it was something I was curious about. And then we have a tiny one right there. Obviously, I like that one. I would worry about this a little less as a level on a level because this is on like a 2 hour or 3 hour, some major time frames. And now you're going to hear some toys, guys. I apologize. All right. Thanks for coming, Richard. Um, yeah, it's kind of all I see worth trading is this area here and that tiny guy there. Interestingly, it didn't really create good demand on the way up because it just popped. Yeah, nothing here. Sorry. Yeah, just this supply area here. But I know that was more of your question was focused on the supply. Yeah, I wouldn't take a second stab at that, given this being a safe haven, Procter and Gamble. All right. Let's see. What was I know Mitch answered your question, Joseph, but let's see if I can chime in. When trading the FTP account, when do you close out your position so as to be closed for the session end? At the last minute, when it feels right. Not in the FTP keeping what was I Oh, that's great. Good idea. Let me give you my point of view, and let me go back to crude because I this way I'll have a visual. So I will tell you, this is rare. It does not happen weekly, but a couple of times. Let's see. I had the funded account for about a year now, maybe less than a year, um, and I've only had to do this, I think, 3 times. Bless you. Um, where I had to close the position and reopen it. Okay. So you have to be flat. The rule is by 5 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. That's the first thing you got to know. I have had plenty of trades that I got into at 2 Eastern and held them for a couple hours, and some action happened between 4 and 5. For years, nothing good happened to me between 4 and 5 of trading futures. And I don't want to say anything bad either. It's just like, it usually wasn't worth it. But I have now had, I think, 5, maybe even 10 serious trades happen between 4 p.m. and, like 4:45, 4:50. I don't get close to the 4:59. I need time to, respond if there's a problem or something like that. So I've had some sizable winners in that last hour, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., and uh, made some really good money. So that's the first thing to know. And worst case, you can close. I'll show you guys when you decide to join or do the FTP program. There's a button you can put on your phone to close all your positions. Just if you use Chrome, it's easiest. But if it doesn't, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out together. But like this one, I opened it there, right? I had to close it once there, right? Price came back in. I reopened it again where I got out the day, like let's say this is Monday, right? Tuesday, I reopened it, closed it there. Wednesday more, I forget what the deal was, getting closer to the end of the day. Booked like $75 or something like that, $50, like nothing. And then price came in, and then obviously just dropped like a rock, right? But this guy, you would have had to open and close like twice. I think that was the only time I opened and closed something twice. Mostly just like closed it and reopened it once on the trip. But like I said, very, very, very rare for me. A couple times a year, and worst case, you just miss a trade. There'll be another trade. I think you guys kind of get that at this point. So that's how I approach it. I didn't see Mitch's answer. Let's see. And then I'll go look at those shorts. Standing in a position, general conditions, something that I can do the last hour, move my stop to the downside. Yeah, and that's good. Moving your stop to wherever. If you're up $100 and you think you're trying to get a couple $100 out of it, move it to break even or plus a little bit. Not a bad tactic. Okay, so that's that. If you guys have questions, start plowing them in here, or otherwise we'll just end a little bit early. Let's go to, because Mitch posted shorts, but I don't know if those are on some safe haven stocks. So let's go look at those. EXC, Monster Beverage, and some of these were like right at the doorstep. So hopefully they made it. Yeah, I was curious about GEO. KHC. I know we spoke about KHC. We were able to stay in apparently by like a freaking nickel or something like that. Um, uh, so let's go look at Geo, because this is the one I was thinking of. Geo being so iffy. I'll get to your question in a second. That's where I was looking. 3080. It's right there. Is that it? Oh, okay. I don't know why it looked like that. All right, here's what it is. Mitch actually had the entry around 3080, so might have missed this by a few pennies, depending on if you got in. Like, I don't know what the option did. Sometimes that kind of saves you or hurts you, whatever you want to say. Um, sorry, folks. Yeah, if you didn't get into this on that 3069, I don't know if Mitch was just a little too conservative with how he drew that. Don't tell him I said that. So depending on, I wouldn't take a second stab at this guy. It's already moved quite a bit. Probably a little bit more downside if you're in this to this area here. Yeah, so like right around here. It's on its way. So if we miss that over 20 cents, we miss that over 20 cents. It is what it is. Let's see, monster. Hmm, 60, 25. I mean, it's hanging on for dear life, but it is what it is. I mean, that's a nice area. I like that a lot. Uh, this is hanging on. You don't need Monster, but I guess the people that really like it. I've had it only once. Um, but this is hanging on for just it's getting closer to the stop than you'd feel good about. But uh, yeah, it's got a little time. Let's see what happens. But what was the other one? Let's see. Forty, 45, 49, 49. Actually, the lines. Okay, it's not there just yet. Um, I have no Exelon. I don't know if that's a trucking. It's not really important. But we're getting close to this one, so this is pretty good that it's still alive. Um, it's rallying, so it has to be some kind of safe haven. Uh, so keep an eye on that. That's real close. Um, I'm curious. Just SJM went so well. Friggin' Smucker Strawberry. Yeah, it hung on. I'm out now. No, we're out, whatever. But still going. Wow, that's awesome. Who knew? All right, great. Good call. Um, but I got out of it right there, so I didn't hang on as long as Mitch and scale out. All right, hold on, guys. I think that's where we're gonna call it a day. If you guys have questions, throw them in the chat. I know George and someone else did. Give me a second, and I'm gonna from here. Okay. Anderson left. What the market being so iffy? What can we trade? Oh no, George, you can really even with the market being volatile, the way a couple ways to handle that. Shorter time frames. Well, uh, two sides of the same coin. Okay, so like higher time frames for higher reliability, but short time frames if you just think you're going to get a pop and like in and out in half an hour or so. That's one way of dealing with it. But the currencies have some levels on it, like the euro I posted before or I looked at before. That's a nice area. You may just have to sit on your hands for today, and it'll shake out tomorrow as we head in. Oh, actually, the Fed speaks tomorrow for like I think it's just a speech, but that's probably going to move the market. So I hope that helps. I just because it's iffy and you're gonna have bad trades, right? Like Mitch and I talked about on Tuesday. Monday I got stopped out on a freaking S&P short, which the market being weak, I was like, "Are you serious?" And then I had a gold setup Tuesday night, I think, on a shorter time frame, kind of saved me after like a 2 week jaunt of just like I had a really solid 2 weeks, and then this week is okay. I'm doing okay with that Aussie trade. Uh, put me back into the profit for the week. But that being said, I had a really good 2 weeks. They all can't be perfect. And I think I've told a few of you privately when I have a bunch of like really solid winners back to back, I actually get nervous. I get anxious. I'm like, oh shit, because I worry about like a string of losers. Um, but hope that helps. Uday, Monster, and Geo. Yes, Geo is no. Let me say that Geo. Apologies. I think Geo is the one. that looks like either a near miss. So it missed entry based on how you drew the lines by a few cents. I would stay away from it now. It's already kind of done its thing. Um, Mitch was just a little conservative on how he did it. So that's just I would ignore Geo now. Monster Beverage. Monster Beverage is in the zone, Uday. So like if you didn't take that and you want to, give me a second. I'll give you a tactical thing here. Even though this like I know you trade mostly options. Um, it's in the zone towards the back. No reason to get out now. Excuse me, get in now. Okay, so I would do nothing right now. Wait and see. Now it could gap down. There is a chance here that you don't wind up getting the, but there's no free lunch, right? Wait and see if it comes out like that. And if it gets beyond, let's just say it gets to 59, then buy the puts because it's called a confirmation entry. You're not here that long to have heard that. I don't do them all the time, but I do them. And so, like, since it's already deep into the zone, wait for it to come out a little bit. Um, that way, and it doesn't mean the trade's 100% guaranteed to work, but I don't think there's a reason for you to get in now, in my opinion. But you trade, the way you want. Geo is too late. What was the other one? Geo. Oh, EXC. EXCU day. That's the one, this one here, that you need to look at. This one is like approaching supply. It's pretty close. EXC. See, we're really close to that demand supply zone. Excuse me, about $1 away. So keep an eye on it. Let's see. David, if you're doing funded trader, take a pause. I got to show you. I'll send you the training Mitch did on setting up the order entry. You're very welcome, Uday. Joseph, keep doing what you're doing. Trying just making sure I don't have anything I have to tell anybody. Sally and Uday, I haven't spoken to you guys. I was going to check in with you guys today too. Sorry guys, I had a busy couple of days here with like helping some of you guys individually, and getting Mitch is getting the this section of the options curriculum done. So just been absolutely crazy. I think I'm going to call it a day here, guys. We'll end a little bit early today. If you guys have any questions, I'll hang out for a minute or two. But that's it for me. I don't have too much else to look at. Let me just look at 6E actually before we end, and I'll just let you know if I'm going to be posting that as a. Yeah, we're coming down. I think I'm going to post this in the next little bit. Um, Here, I got to clean up the chart a little bit and put some notes, but I like this demand, so I'm going to take a shot at it. Even if I just do one contract, I'm okay with that. That's me. I think that's it, guys. If you guys have questions, I'll hang, but I'll hang for a minute or two. But I think we can call it a day here on the market on the day after Liberation Day. And it's going to be interesting how this gets responded to. So, so we'll see the market. I be careful. Don't assume anything. Right. I've made a couple of assumptions here, and it does sometimes right, sometimes wrong. Don't be surprised if Powell says something tomorrow and the market spikes because it expects the interest rates. Don't assume that someone's not going to make a deal that it's unexpected and those tariffs lift and they're a big trading part, all these things. So, uh, just be wary, but there's going to be plenty of money. I mean, look at Aussie last night. I did not know that was going to happen. I left it there because I liked the trade and that was kind of it. I liked the chart. I posted that a week ago for you guys. So is what it is. Keep an eye on those option setups. Let's call it a day here, folks. If you guys need me, hit me up in the chat. I am home now, so I'm going to be leaving for my office in the next 20 minutes. So if you guys are looking for me, give me a little time to respond. But I know you guys are pretty good with that now. So, but I will talk to everybody soon. You guys trade safe, okay? Make sure you're completely 100% bought in on what you're doing and how you're going to do it. And then I will be there to support you guys. So let's go out there and make some money, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Everyone have a great weekend, okay? Take care. You're welcome, Arthur. Take care, everybody.